Hello everyone. Today I want to explain the very frequently asked question out there. Does or will Jesus come back? His comeback here on earth? And as always, I can say yes, and I can say no, and I can say everything already in between. That was like with that alien questions. Are the aliens already here? Yes, no, and in between. We had that in my previous video, in my last video with the incarnations. I will link it here. That I explained where Jesus is right now in my experience till now. If you don't have the same opinion, it's absolutely fine, and you don't need to watch this video. Keep in mind. So we had that Jesus is in the multi-dimension, and this is within the ulti-dimension, the God source dimension, and we are those channels laid out by God source. God source is like the sun that can project our ideas. We had that soul level and an idea on that soul level, and then God is like lighting up that soul idea and pushing it into a channel, and that becomes us. For example, on earth or wherever. So Jesus, his soul level was so enlightened that the complete soul was enlightened. So it was merging, and every one soul who does that will merge in that multi-dimension. And as we had people die, they're coming back through their channels, they got light, and they will have, like I explained, this afterglow, this experiencing with your idea that you had on the soul level. So this idea can still experience in light, and then will melt into the soul level. But when your soul is enlightened, then you will melt into the multi-dimension, your soul. It becomes one again. One with this one energy, God energy. And this is all our goal in many, many years. Time plays no role here, that we merge all together. But Jesus already did that. And so his he doesn't have like an afterglow. It's like that because he's not soul level anymore. He is more like his frequency. His last avatar on his soul plane. You can see it as a picture, as an ongoing avatar story they're telling me now. And this enables Jesus to work in all channels at the same time. Yeah. And there are all the ascended masters, like Buddha, like Jesus, like whosoever. Yeah. So they can work with us. So now to the question, does Jesus come back on earth plane? As we had, Jesus has no soul plane anymore that he can incarnate from, because he doesn't need, his soul doesn't need that anymore. So he is already merged. So the thing is, what we have to keep in mind with this theme is that Jesus was an avatar here, became an avatar here, his human form, and his name, Yeshua. But Jesus came here under a very, very fast vibrating frequency, which we also call which is referred to the consciousness, the conscious vibrancy. So with this vibrancy, under this vibrancy, he became Jesus here on earth. And because earth was so I wouldn't say behind in everything, but earth was not that developed in consciousness yet. We're becoming more and more conscious now. So he was one of the very outstanding examples of consciousness. So, and he stands for this specific frequency. And this frequency was here represented on earth as Yeshua, Ben Yosef. Yeah, Jesus himself as his avatar with his name. Yeah. But when you go away from this earthly appearance, it's that frequency. Always keep in mind that we're talking about energies here. And we are just representations of energies in our human form, in skin and flesh. So when Jesus says he's coming back, then it doesn't mean that he means his avatar, because his avatar reached one of the most highest form that you can reach once at a certain point, that he can be everywhere. So as his avatar, if you want. So he is like locked in there, but also at the same time freed for everything. And you see, it is and it is not. This is the cool thing always. So he, as his avatar, in my experience, what I know from beyond, he won't come back. But his frequency will come back. Because we are more and more coming into an age now where we get more and more conscious, people waking up and starting more to create and having their own opinion, not like in the past. And like I said also in my previous video, that God's force gets stronger and stronger. And this is so much pulsing that we are becoming conscious. And Jesus was like, I'm hearing like an experiment in this, earth learning platform, to see what it makes or what it creates on earth if someone with such a high consciousness, if someone represents such a high consciousness here on earth, what this will do. And Jesus also says that he was like a mirror here on earth. He says like he was love, a representation of love and consciousness. And he also says, look what you do with love. You nail it at the cross. Just let that sink in for a moment. So he was a mirror to our behavior, to our not so much developed consciousness yet on earth. Yeah, and so there is still the question how he's coming back, and I will tell you the story. It was quite nice, and I've heard many till now. They said the same, that they had the same answer from Jesus and from beyond, that the frequency will come back, and all those new children, they're coming now into earth. They're labeled as, for example, indigo, indigos, crystals, rainbow children who do come here indeed with a very high conscious, on a very high conscious level, and express that here. This is why it's also getting uncomfortable here on Earth, because they represent something others do not have and others get mad and so on. This is the fight and the battle now between the darkness and the light, and this is what we have to work out here on Earth. Yeah, right now. So I was once in a very, very deep, like meditation, and I remembered before I came here on Earth plane that I was a child with many children, many soul level etheric children at that time. And I remembered that we had like an education or lessons. And I asked a lot of questions, and we were talking and learning a lot. And I saw that all those children had different colors around them. And I asked myself why that is. And Jesus said, once Teal Swan said that too in a video, that we are all coming here under a certain ray of a master in the multi-dimension, which we learn from this one a lot and represent this energy here, for example. And I asked Jesus what light I have or had, and I still have, of course, my auric field. And he said, violet. He said it in French again, because as you know, he often talks to me in French. It has to do with a past life of me. And here on Earth, I have this indigo, this bluish violet auric field. And so I knew that we were trained we trained us with all the masters to come here and to, in order to survive here, to, make sure we are strong and we can, also fight this battle here. Of course, in a very soft way. And this is, and then I got so deep into, and I thought, what are those light children and what is their task? And suddenly I had the vision of this earth ball, and I saw all the light children taking their hands, and they filled the whole globe, the surface of the globe. And Jesus said, you will be like light chains all around the world. And also in another meditation, he told me that those children, there will be a high number of children that is coming more and more to this earth plane, and they are so highly conscious and that no one can ignore them. Especially then not the rainbow children. It's like the indigos, we made the table and then comes the crystals with all the dishes, and then comes the rainbows, who will like eat. It was just, we did the preparation and we had a hard life and we fought and we still fight for everything, but they will more it's like we prepare energetically, and then the next generation comes onto it, and the next generation comes onto it, and we prepare humanity for this consciousness and for the very different ways of solving things and being with people. All the new ideas, and the rainbows, they will be, he said, they will all be like little Jesuses, as no one can ever ignore them, because they are like Jesus. And we are still, all the indigos are also very, very, like I always say, like the rocks of life, to be very present and consistent with this consciousness. But as you know, many of the indigos do not survive because they attempt suicide or whatsoever. They don't have a very easy life, but it will get better and better. And this is how Jesus, this was the idea of Beyond, how Jesus, the frequency, the energetic, the energy, the energetic picture of Jesus, the energetic pattern of Jesus will come back. And that's what he means. Because everyone can just come here once in one certain specific avatar. We never had that one avatar comes here twice with the same looking, with the same style, everything. It will never be, and it had never occurred. So I hope I answered your question. It's quite interesting, but I love it so much that and Jesus is always, what I wanted also to say, he's always omnipresent. He's always there in all the rays in all the channels now. He is like the sun for us. The sun and the sun. So it's so beautiful that no one is ever completely gone and no one is never not yet there. We are all, like I said, the multi-dimension and the multi-dimension. We are all still present, but it's just had not played out yet. Not all, or at least we don't experience it here like that on 3D. So it's so beautiful. So Jesus is here already in his frequency in each and every channel, and the frequency, of course, comes back and will be here more and more and more, and even more than that, because then when this new earth arrived, this beauty of new earth and all this new avatars with delightful core, they will all have very heightened senses and different way how they communicate, which I already said in a German video. They will have this etheric communication and this communication in and with light and so forth. There will come completely different things. So Jesus was like an example what people would do if, like, you can say a future man comes, and and how it is if many of those are coming now into this earth plane. And by the way, they help Earth, because Earth does hard to develop, so it always gets help, and they just send experiments and examples of how it can be and will be, and they like prepare Earth to this new Earth plane, which means also a very high vibrating frequency. So I hope I didn't forget anything. If you have questions, like always, I'm here for you, and I'm giving you all my blessings and all my love. Know that you're loved, and be well.